I could, I'd be your little spoon and kiss your fingers forevermore. But big spoon, you have so much to do, and I have nothing ahead of me. You're the sun, you've never seen the night, but you hear its song from the morning birds. Well, I'm not the moon, I'm not even a star, but awake at night I'll be singing to the birds. Don't wait for me, I can't come. You're the one, you're all I ever wanted. I think I'll regret this.
Track is still rolling. It's I think it's just a slow fade out.
Let it go. Very nice.
Very nice.
What's up? It's Roots to Grooves.
Hey everybody, I'm Jay Purcell.
And I'm, my name's Jesse. I'm gonna go with that today.
With a Q.
Yeah, with the Q. JQ.
And this is Roots to Grooves, yes, as you just said. And
This is the podcast where we talk about artists and their perspectives, their lives, their achievements, their goals, their mindsets,
yeah,
and how they think about all that.
yeah.
How they get things done.
And we're many episodes deep now. We're almost approaching a year, not quite.
We're gonna have to have a celebration for that.
Yeah,
Hit
have a little
I don't
party.
know.
up in
20
here.
episodes out yet? Have we had any milestones?
We've
know.
had a lot of episodes out. Our most listened to episode right now, as of recording, is our episode on King Cruel.
Archie Marshall.
Archie Marshall recorded at our old office/studio
It's back in the old days of Signl.
back in the olden days. And what else? What else have people been listening to? They've been listening to our episode on Crumbin, which is our very first episode back in February.
Up until recently, that was the most downloaded episode.
Yeah, just it's still, there's a couple. There's only 2 listens in it between King Cruel and Crumbin.
Oh, it's a close race, guys.
And then Glass Animals, I'm just reeling off our top 10. Polyphia, DJ Shadow, Ariel Pink is still a popular one. Torre et Moi, The Avalanches, Men I Trust, and Jazzanova are currently our top 10 listened to shows, running the gamut from all the way from episode 1 to episode 18.
Running the gamut.
Running the gamut.
So be sure to go on signalradio.com to cast your vote. for your favorite episode, or go on YouTube and like it. Smash that like button.
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
Ding, ding. Yeah. We don't do that sort
Hit
of
the
stuff.
bell
around
as
here,
well.
but hit the bell so you can be notified of. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Don't do that.
do my impersonation of my best YouTuber right now.
Yeah, no, we're YouTubers, I guess, Jay.
I guess
We're YouTubers.
Yeah, we're on there, so check it out.
Anyway, welcome to Rooster Grooves. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about Mitski today. Japanese American woman, singer, songwriter, musician, producer. Basically, she's a solo artist.
Yeah,
She takes a band on stage, on tour.
yeah,
But she has several albums out. She's been just gaining a steady following. I heard about Mitski originally from TikTok.
really.
Yeah.
Recently, or
Semi-recently, a few months.
okay.
Yeah, within a few months. And her song "Nobody," which we'll play maybe next,
Okay, yeah,
it was trending.
Yeah.
People were making videos with it.
interesting. Yeah.
But it was a really good song.
So
it's pretty cool.
It wasn't a video of her. It was like someone using her song that you came across it.
Yeah, just different TikTok users using her song.
Interesting.
I don't know. They would play her song and she would be like, "Nobody, nobody."
Yeah.
That part where she sings that over and over again and people are like running away from something. So, I mean, check it out on TikTok if you got it, because it's pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty good, but the song is even better.
Yeah.
So it turned me on to her production techniques and just her general style,
Yeah.
which is kind of varied. That first song we played could have been released in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was like alternative, almost Smashing Pumpkins,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Kind of that heavy guitar.
A little bit of Bush. Vibes. You remember
Yeah.
Bush, Gavin Rossdale, and all that.
100%. I saw Bush with Incubus
Oh wow.
in California one year, like 10 years ago.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. And if in case you didn't hear that, listeners, "Your Best American Girl" was the track we opened with. Off
Yes.
of her album Puberty 2,
Number 2.
2016.
Everyone goes through that second puberty,
But yeah, so I guess she's indie rock, folk rock. People said art pop, punk rock, folk punk, all of these different mashes of genres coming together to describe an artist.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, she delves into synth pop, even a little country influence. Yeah. So I like this artist Mitski because she's not really afraid to go anywhere.
Yeah.
She has soft songs, melodic songs, kind of disco-y up tempo, then kind of heavier alternative stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And she kind of does it all, and she's not afraid. So it's always an interesting listen.
Yeah, yeah.
Going through her albums, and you don't get bored of anything because it's always different.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And kind of specifically back to my introduction to Mitski through that song "Nobody," which is off her, I think, latest album. That chorus part where she's like, "Nobody, nobody," like not. I don't think a single one of those words when she says "nobody" is the same phrasing. It's like different all the way through. Every time she sings it through that one chorus.
Okay, yeah.
And then subsequently the second chorus as well. So I just think that's interesting. It's not something that's just repeating.
She's not looping.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, it's not like a boring pop loop.
Yeah.
It's just a really kind of. I don't know. I'm not thinking of all the words I want to say today. I'm not.
It's varied.
It's not going to be a good vocabulary day. Yeah, but again, she's just not afraid to bring it to one little thing that's boring.
Yeah.
It's cool. I don't know. You know what I mean, though? Am I making any sense at all?
No, yeah.
I don't know how to describe what I'm saying right now.
No, definitely. It's sometimes I get run into this in certain recording sessions where you have like a 4-bar drum loop, like a live drum loop,
Right.
and your tendency is to just record it for a while and just get those 4 bars and just loop it, kind of thing. But it's actually more interesting, even if it's the same 4 bars, to just take like a 16 or 18 bar recording of it.
Right.
Because it has that movement through it. And it's even though it sounds the same to the lay person sort of thing, it's actually not exactly the same throughout it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And yeah,
No, precisely.
From what you're explaining with her vocals in that chorus, it sounds like that. And that's slightly different as well because you can put like a different inflection into each way of saying it. And I haven't really listened to that track, so we'll play it in a bit. And, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's kind of my number one. That's what turned me on to Mitski.
Yeah.
And I'm super hyped about it. That's one I've been playing on repeat.
And so did you explore the album that was on after you found that track and like or
Yeah, which was her latest one, Be the Cowboy.
right.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Especially because I mean, she was talking about be the cowboy. We can talk about this later, but be the cowboy, like actually, like be that character in your own life.
Yeah.
Like a cowboy, she's describing like rolls up into towns like, "What's up? I'm a cowboy. I'm here to break the rules. And do whatever I want. Just some, fuck some shit up and then bounce off to the next town.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that energy of being a cowboy. So. That's kind of one of the things I relate with Mitski is that kind of attitude she has and that she brings into the music. Yeah. So
nice.
Both in the music and out of the music. So she seems like a cool person. So that was turning me on.
Cool.
I mean, what do we got? We want to go into her earlier life real quick.
She was born in September 1990 in Japan.
Mitski Miyawaki.
It's actually Mitsuki.
Mitsuki
Laylock. Miyawaki, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
There's lots of I have it written down in 5 different ways in front of me.
We speak English here on Roots to Grooves, and some of these names are from other languages. So sometimes it's hard.
So I think her mother's Japanese and her dad's American. So I think like her full name, like it's like her mother's last name and her dad's last name together, kind of Laylock Miyawaki.
That's cool.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
But she was born in Japan.
Yeah. And then I think her dad like worked in like what was it? Oh, he worked in the U.S. Department of State. So they moved around a lot as she was a kid. She never really settled in one place.
Right.
She lived all over in Turkey, China, Malaysia, Czech Republic, Congo,
like all over the place.
Yeah. And that was also very interesting because she's kind of, well, another thing to say about her, she's kind of private about her private life. She doesn't talk a lot about stuff that goes on in her personal life.
Totally.
And so, but she has talked a little bit about growing up and the fact that she didn't, because she moved around a lot, she didn't have like a steady group of friends in any particular place. And she said the one thing she did always have in their apartment or house, wherever they were living, was a keyboard. Not even a piano, but like a piano keyboard, maybe sort of thing.
Cheap Casio.
Yeah, and so she just gravitated towards that and just started teaching herself how to play piano kind of thing. And that's how the music came to be for her in that way, sort of thing.
Right.
And
because her parents weren't musical, were they?
Doesn't sound like it, yeah. Also sounds like she's an only child, I think. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and so back to how you were saying about how often she was moving around. I think she went to like 4 different high schools during her 4 years of high school.
Right.
So she always kind of felt like, kind of the outsider coming in, always the new person.
Right. Yeah,
never forming those long-term relationships. I kind of relate to that too because I'm kind of nomadic. I've lived like in and out of Seattle like the past 10 years. Yeah. And like kind of start a community here and meet some people. Then I just move away and never talk to them again.
I've only done that once in my life growing up, I think, like from London. Had a group of friends in elementary school, and then went to elementary school in a different place.
Right.
And then only one high school. But it was always like, group of friends getting, separated. And sometimes you stay in touch with those people, sometimes you don't, but...
Sometimes people aren't meant to be in your life
maybe
all your life.
Just transitory personalities.
Just a nomadic
gypsy
hipster guy.
Exactly.
That's me.
But also
aspiring gypsy
hipster. Yeah. Hipster? Did you say hipster?
Yeah, throw that in there. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever's counterculture is me.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Very good.
Yeah, so I mean she just kind of got into music by herself.
Yeah.
As far as I know, she went to college.
Yeah.
We'll just jump straight to there because I don't really have a lot of history besides what we already went over.
Yeah.
She's moving around, just doing her thing, trying to figure out who she is.
Yeah.
Just kind of living that life. And then she went to film school.
Yeah.
I think it was Hunter College or something like that.
Yeah, in New York.
Yeah, so she moved to New York, went to film school, and she was only there for like 1 year.
Yeah.
And then she switched because she didn't like it.
Yeah.
And so she started studying music.
Yeah.
And that was at
Purchase College's Conservatory of Music.
Yeah, I saw it as Sunny Purchase, like
maybe.
SUNY.
Okay. Has a fuller name, maybe.
Like I'm not sure what that stands for, but something New York.
Oh, yeah. They call it Sunny Purchase.
Yeah, what?
Commonly known as, apparently. I don't know why.
But anyways,
Yeah.
there you go. If you guys know something, let us know. Little tidbit there. But yeah, so then boom, she started learning, studying like musical composition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that you can really hear where she's getting all these skills
Yeah.
and influence and background
Yeah.
in her writing, because her melodies are really cool and really good, and they often go somewhere you might not expect.
Yeah.
But that feels really good when she hits the note.
Yeah.
So she's really creative.
Yeah.
She has good skills. She knows where stuff's coming from and what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Musically, which is cool.
Yeah. And it was interesting because, like, so while she was at college, she recorded her first 2 albums, right?
Yeah. So those first 2 albums were essentially schoolwork,
Yeah. Which is crazy.
which then she released. Then she self-released those.
Yeah. Lush in 2012 and in 2013 retired from SAD, new career in business. That's a great little album title.
Yeah.
Lots of piano-led sort of compositions on here, I think, and strings, right? I think she managed to like record like the string department at that college or something like that.
Yeah.
Got them on these recordings.
Yeah. It was like a big student orchestra, like 50 kids or something.
Crazy, yeah. And
Which
I
is
think she did have a producer help her out, Scott Moriarty, who she teamed up with.
And they were like friends in the music department or something, I think.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Good enough.
Definitely.
I guess during this time too, she was in, I don't know if you saw, she was in a prog metal band called Voice Coils.
Yeah, saw that.
I guess she was the singer.
I guess. Or, yeah, lead person. Do we have any info on that band? Or
I
are they
looked-
just the undersigned?
I looked them up on Spotify.
Oh,
and,
they are on
and they're
there?
on there, but I think there's only like one single.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
They're called Voice Coils or Voice Coil?
Coils,
Coils.
plural.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, 2015, a single. You in a place for a while by yourself.
Yeah, these titles.
Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it seemed like she did that for a little while, and then
Yeah.
I don't know, dropped out because she had her own thing going on. It sounds like.
Yeah.
But that's about all the info I have on that prog metal band Voice Coils.
But I mean, crazy first debuts from her though. That album Lush is it's legit. Like,
Yeah, she came out swinging.
Yeah, when you first brought this artist to me, I listened to that first album all the way through, beginning to end, and it just sounds like someone who's already been established for a while,
Right?
Making, writing, and recording. Like everything, every aspect of it to me is like well put together. Like,
Yeah, professional.
yeah,
So yeah, goes to show her, her abilities.
yeah,
Seems like it comes pretty natural to her.
yeah.
Although she also studied music to get that knowledge.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
putting those two together,
Yeah. Well, putting
you got Mitski.
putting her self-taught piano things together with the knowledge from the school.
yeah,
And then meeting someone like Scott, and this orchestra, and there are other musicians as well. I think on this, right?
I
Some
believe
other-
so.
Yeah.
because she doesn't play everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you mind if we play a little bit off of this? Or yeah. Because I've
Off Lush, the first one.
I picked this track out because to me it sounded, her vocals sound a little bit like Portishead. Do you know Portishead?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
slightly familiar.
Yeah. This track's called Eric. Let's play a little bit of this.
You like control, well I do too. Take off my clothes and watch me move. You can come closer, I'll let you hurt me how you choose. Help me with a zipper on my skirt. It's off the top of your head makes me forgive you. But how long can we play this way? I'm tired of not loving you. My heart wants to hold you, but I know the rules. Blue light, dark room, the white of your teeth as you smile at my trembling shoulders. But your skin, did you notice your skin? It cries a soft weep like mine. Oh, sell my heart to you. What's my price? How about just a part of you? 'Cause I want
Solid. That was the second track off of the first album.
It's gorgeous, beautiful.
Gosh, yeah, that actually also reminds me a bit of Bjork as well, and maybe a little bit of Lamb.
Okay.
Another artist we
Yeah,
talked
yeah, yeah.
about.
And yeah, Bjork is one of her influences. I guess I could throw out a couple influences.
Yeah.
Because one of the things she did listen to growing up was a lot of American pop hits.
Yeah.
So we're talking Mariah Carey, we're talking Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, In Sync.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we all know who those guys are, and they're great groups or artists.
Yeah.
And then, so that's kind of, super poppy stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then I guess she stumbled on a CD by a folk singer. I guess he's a folk singer, Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
I think he's more alternative, but I guess his stuff it's electric, but it's folky.
Yeah.
But great guitarist, great vocalist.
Definitely. Yeah.
And he had some big hits,
Yeah.
like alternative hits on the radio in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I think he's passed, right?
Yeah, I think he's part of the 27 Club. No, sorry, he passed away at 30.
Okay, but still too
yeah.
young.
Yeah.
He was a great artist. I still have a lot of stuff to look into.
Yeah, he's still
From
very
him.
influential to a lot of artists. Yeah,
100%. Even though he's really low key. I don't know, like some cool artists or people know who he is, but not. He's never like the first name off the top of everybody's head.
No.
Not just generally what I hear.
I think people
don't
like
hear.
people like John Mayer and stuff like that cite him, I think, and stuff. People of that sort of genre, maybe
Right.
a lot more. But
John Mayer's good too. He just dropped an album a few weeks ago.
oh yeah, I saw the cover of that.
Sob
It's like
rock.
80s
Yeah.
vibe.
John Mayer's hilarious, low key.
He's TikTok as well, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
So she discovered Jeff Buckley, and that made her realize that there's other ways of doing things as far as writing music and producing and creating stuff. So she found Bjork,
Yeah.
MIA,
Yeah.
who is, I don't know, anything from pop to, how would you describe MIA?
I don't know.
Because they have stuff on the radio.
She's a female rapper, actually. I was thinking of someone else when she's mentioned MIA as well. Like, because I don't really know. I know the name MIA.
Yeah.
I think it's like some rapper dude, but I'm actually wrong. It's a female rapper. I haven't really. Oh, she's from England apparently, but I haven't listened to a lot of her stuff.
Yeah, neither have I, but I know the name.
But I think one of the things Mitski said about her influences, because she was asked, like, what her influences are, and she threw out these names that you mentioned. And she said, I don't really sound like any of my influences. It was more the fact that she was drawn to how they're doing their things very independently, and they have that
Right.
sort of attitude kind of thing.
Mhm.
I think that's what she was drawn to and
Totally.
inspired her kind of thing. But yeah, musically, out of her influences, probably more closer to like Bjork and Jeff Buckley, I would say, sort of thing.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Bjork, who's more unconventional.
Very experimental as well. She's done a lot of crazy albums,
Right.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really cool to see that, putting the super poppy stuff with super artsy,
Yeah.
folksy stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, putting those two ends together, which is really cool.
Definitely.
Mitski said, "You can do what you want. It doesn't have to be this pop formula, and you don't have to have a voice or look this way."
Yeah.
End quote. So
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think that reminds me of something else she said as well, because she thought for a long time that she couldn't do it. She couldn't be an artist or a singer, because she said she didn't see anyone that looked like her out on the scene, you know, like a half Asian female singer sort of thing.
yeah, right off the bat, there's not a lot of Asian American pop artists that are really big.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, name one more. I can't name any
It's tough. Yeah. Yeah.
off the top. I don't know.
Not anyone in the mainstream, you know. I can think of some hip hop artists or underground things like Kikagawa Kumayo, but they're not really
Right.
like.
and they're not female either.
Yeah, DJ Crush. He's a Japanese DJ, instrumental hip hop producer. Yeah,
Okay.
but these are guys, so yeah, exactly as well.
But yeah, so she's got this cool niche.
yeah, and I'm not sure how she personally got over that moment of thinking she couldn't do it. All I really know is that I think at a certain point she realized that she couldn't do anything else. Like she was like she had to do this, like music, and express herself that way.
Right. I think it's really cathartic for her and kind of introspective, and allows her to manifest her emotions and get her emotions out for herself.
Yeah, yeah,
And then also to be shared, obviously,
yeah,
and communicated. So
yeah.
super dope.
So yeah, she had these 2 albums out, and then she started in New York. So I think her parents eventually settled in Chicago. That's where like her family home is. And she was at college in New York, lived in New York for a while. She still might call that home. I'm not sure. I think she bounces between the two.
Well, speaking of, I think she doesn't have a home. Like,
Oh, nomadic.
she's very nomadic.
Okay.
To the point where she had her apartment in New York, and then she got out of the lease.
Yeah.
And she said she just makes enough money that she can get Airbnbs or hotels.
Oh, really?
And she
Wow.
literally just lives like that.
Yeah.
For any amount of time, rent an Airbnb for a few months.
Yeah.
Go on tour, get hotels.
Kind of makes sense, because I've heard a lot of artists talk about that, where they like have a home and it's like, well, I'm hardly there. Some people just like, well, I'm paying rent for this empty apartment for 6 months because I'm on tour on the road.
Yeah. I mean, it's a waste of money.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So that kind of makes sense. Yeah, so she's, I mean, kind of to talk about like her touring and her playing live, then she did used to play the piano live, I think, and she ditched it for the guitar for one reason, just being that the piano was too big and hefty to cart around everywhere. She's like, I need a smaller thing, you know.
Yeah.
So she just went with the guitar. I saw a clip of her playing a Tiny Desk concert from a few years ago. Actually, she looks really young. And it was interesting the way she was playing, because she was just like doing a lot of like bar chords with one finger. I looked it up. Apparently, she rocks with an open D tuning. If the
really?
music folks out there want to get with that, yeah. Which I think that sort of tuning allows you to play chords with just like one finger, kind of thing, like up and down the fret, instead of doing all these things.
I just looked it up too. She's 30 years old.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, so she's like played a lot of shows. She said she did one really memorable experience as a really bad show in LA. She said it was the small venue. She said no one showed up. There was literally no one there. She said the sound engineer was like complaining. He was like, why am I even here, kind of thing.
Jeez.
She said she had 2 like people sitting at the bar that were like cheering her on, and then she realized that those 2 guys were in the band after her, kind of thing. But she said that it was just like really terrible, and you know, the sound engineer was being all aggro about it, and you know, she realized, oh shit, I guess I have to promote my shows as well as just play them as well. She also said about that she needed to toughen up, so her way of toughening up was to play dive bars 4 nights a week. she said at places where people didn't want to hear her, didn't want that type of vibe there, kind of thing, she'd just go and do it because she felt she needed to like toughen up. And
Yeah.
she did like, I think she said she did like 2,000 like small shows like that kind of thing all over the place to sort of really, you know.
And again,
Get
she
that
just
out.
realized
Yeah.
I need to put in this work and this
Yeah.
time and just do it.
Yeah.
They don't want it. I don't want it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm going to do it
starting
to
from
get to the
nothing.
next level.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I've been in that situation when I first started playing shows in London. You know, it's terrible. Like, no one would be there. And this is before you could really use the internet to promote.
Right.
Like, and yeah, it was just like suck. And you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? Like, but, you know, I didn't really think that. I mean, there were certain shows you thought that, because, you know, but,
Yeah.
you know, because you're like, oh, well, what's, you know, who are we playing to?
What am I here for? Yeah.
You know, we're trying to get a deal. We're trying to get some A&R people to see us, but there's no one there. And it's like, yeah.
Well, it puts in perspective, like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of artists want their music to be shared.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to do that business portion of your thing.
Yeah.
Is you got to let people know
Yeah.
that you're doing something.
Yeah, and I think it starts with friends as well. Like, you know, that's something I've really found being out here now. Like,
In Seattle.
yeah, in Seattle, throughout all my years of playing music, Seattle's been the only place where people have showed up and I've actually got paid. Like, you know, we were like lucky if we got like £4 each back in the day in London.
How much
Like,
is £4? Approximately.
well, back then probably $5 or something.
Oh, really?
Now, you know,
So you can buy a hot dog or something?
yeah, we would have to like split between 4 band members and then split with the venue as well. Like, it was some crazy deal where we had to get 20 people through the door, and then after those 20 people, you start getting a cut with the door and all that. You know, so we never got more than 5 people show up kind of thing for us. But that's kind of the shit you have to go through, and
Exactly.
like, yeah, and like, yeah, to come back to what you're saying, like out here in Seattle, you know, I think I've realized that, you know, you just have to tell people you're playing, tell your friends, invite people. That's where it starts, with your own personal community.
Starts with awareness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Same with all the issues in society and stuff. We just got to be educated and aware. Then we can make a move.
yeah, yeah. Very true. Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox now. That's my speech.
But yeah, so Mitski also went on tour by herself all over the country, and maybe outside the country as well. I'm not sure, but definitely starting in America.
Yeah.
And she talks about being lonely. You know, obviously that is a lonely thing, being out on the road by yourself, and she'd find it also hard to reconnect with her friends when she went back to New York, because a lot of her friends don't do music, and so it was hard for them to understand.
It's hard to relate.
Yeah, hard to relate, yeah, sort of thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah. But that's like the tough, yeah, I mean, all props to Mitski for all of those years of hard graft on the road by herself.
Yeah, she was grinding.
Solo on stage.
Yeah. And she's by herself. She's paving her way by herself. She doesn't have a band.
Exactly.
And there's people
Until
helping
recently,
her.
but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the beginning, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Doing it like, I got to do this by myself.
Exactly,
I'm
yeah.
going to do it.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like it.
Yeah.
Playing crappy gigs with nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you do.
Yeah. That's what you have to do.
So in 2015, she came out with her first album that was on a label, Dead Oceans.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Puberty 2?
Um,
Or no, that was... No, that was the album after. So what was that one called in 2015?
Also, she did, it was 2014, I think, Bury Me at Makeout Creek.
Right, that's the one I was
Was the
thinking.
third album. They said it was, this is where she really sort of replaced the piano stuff with more guitar-led compositions. Kind of a lo-fi indie rock sound compared to the first two, some people have said. According to the New York Times, it was a breakout album, though, so it was,
Right.
it was the third one that really got people's attention.
And I think that's what... Or yeah, no.
And the
you're right.
attention of, Dead Oceans, the label that she signed with in 2015. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And her first album on Dead Oceans was Puberty 2. We played a track.
That was the
beginning of
Best
the
American
show.
Girl.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was pretty critically acclaimed,
Yeah.
pretty big for her.
Yeah. And that was her first single off of that album as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so good stuff. that was supported by, I think, a North American tour and a European tour.
Yeah.
So she was touring extensively.
Yeah.
I think she played at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
which is dope. Never been. You've been there.
No, I haven't. No.
Oh.
Always wanted to get out there, South by Southwest.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew a bunch of people that were going to do it in 2020, but then it all got cancelled.
Are they doing it this year?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
2021, I don't know. I have to look that up. Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Lollapalooza just happened, though.
That's already done?
Yeah. I mean, time will tell. We're at 3 months in the history here, but people are talking about it as might be like we'll see how many COVID cases come out of this sort of thing. So
It's going to set the tone for the rest of the industry as far as live music goes.
for the events of that size, I think festivals and stuff, yeah. But
Hopefully.
it is outdoors though, but there's
Yeah.
thousands of people, so
No, I saw some pictures and just crowds.
Is it?
Crowds,
Yeah.
crowds. So
yeah. Everyone.
I don't got nothing to say. Everyone do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so Puberty 2,
Yeah.
widespread critical acclaim.
Yeah.
It was in the top 25 year-end lists by publications like Rolling Stone, Spin, Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
It's just a sentence that I stole, so that's why it sounded like I'm not actually.
I thought that's how you normally talk.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was on Billboard alternative rock
Yeah.
lists. So like she's splashing, making
Yeah.
splashes in the industry up against her cohorts and contemporaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
So making her mark,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Should we play another track off that album?
Off Puberty 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me some if you got it.
I picked out, two that I liked. Dan the Dancer and Happy.
Pick the best one, Jay.
Let's see. Dan the Dancer.
From leading day to day, hanging on to a cliff that stretched him every day. And when she'd ask to hold hands, he would smile and let her of his hands go. His whole life in one hand, his whole life. And when he'd say goodnight and leave her doorstep, he'd use his last strength to wave back. And once back in his room, he'd return his waving hand back to its cliff. He liked her more than life itself, I'm sure. Kristen had never danced outside of his room when no one was home, and he would stop to hear the door. So when he moved with you and felt his body let go, of course you couldn't know it was you and you alone that he had shown his bedroom dancer to. 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 And he would never tell you that it was his first time.
Characteristic long fade out
Yeah. She likes those.
feedback and stuff.
That song was pretty punky.
It was got that big synth line in there as well.
That was
happening.
cool. That was
That reminded me of the Cars when that synth came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars.
But, yeah.
Love that first Cars album.
Oh yeah. Very good.
Super good. But
Yeah.
cool. I mean, yeah. So she obviously she brings some energy as well as her kind of slower paced melodic songs.
Yeah.
She also hits pretty hard
Yeah. Yeah.
with some punky attitude
Mm-hmm.
and, all, distorted guitars and synths going. So, and she's basically yelling.
Yeah.
So yeah, energetic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Puberty 2 was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And then 2018, up next, about to be the Cowboy.
Yeah. That's the most latest album. And yeah, you said about like the title of this. She did a kind of funny interview on of all things, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was unexpected. It was like, okay. Yeah.
It was a good interview.
Yeah, it was funny. She's funny. Yeah, she was asked about the title of this album, Be the Cowboy, and she sort of like mentioned references like, you know, the Marlboro Man that would appear in all the print magazine adverts. And if you ever saw that, the cowboy, that was like their whole marketing strategy.
Marlboro?
From Marlboro, yeah. Yeah. Did you ever see any of that?
No, I was thinking, isn't there like the camel?
Yeah, that was like a different thing, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what Camel's ads look like, but Marlboro Man was always the Marlboro Man. It was like
Okay.
the
Maybe I'm
cowboy.
unfamiliar.
But also she said, you know, Clint Eastwood as another reference. And yeah, it was like you were saying earlier at the top of the show. It's that vibe of like, you know, like I'm a cowboy. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna roll into town, fuck everything up, and move on. Sort of thing.
Yeah, I love that attitude. That's
Yeah.
You got to be that main character.
Yeah.
You have that main character energy.
Yeah.
When you're going into stuff.
Yeah, non-apologetic. I
Yeah.
think is another way of saying it. And yeah, that's kind of what she wanted to embody in this album and with that title. She did say there are songs on that record about just loving somebody, though. She said as well. So
Still some delicate.
Still some-
She's not going to go away from the heartfelt stuff. That's what she's singing about.
yeah,
Like real stuff like that. So
Yeah.
even if it's hidden under distorted guitars and yelling,
yeah,
she's still, you know, she's pretty introverted, kind of
Yeah.
loner type person
yeah,
based on her history.
yeah. These are growing up. And
So
and yeah, and also like I think she does have this battle with like being a public person kind
Right.
of thing, being the front artist sort of thing, and with some sort of fame that comes with that. You know, she said some people like press maybe have like tried to look to her to be like a spokesperson for like you know, person of color sort of subject matters and stuff like that. And she said, I'm probably the worst person for that because she would just speak her mind. And she's just like, she said, I'm not the spokesperson or representative for anything. So
Yeah.
don't look to her for that sort of thing. You know, is what she said. But also with like the struggle with fame and that, she said sometimes she like thinks it would be best to just like destroy the whole thing and not make music anymore. So she doesn't have to be this public persona type of person. She said that will make her happy, but she also said the music stops her from dying. So it's kind
Right.
of it's that tension, I think, which is coming through her music, and you know, and the way she puts stuff out and stuff like that. But,
it's the yin and yang.
yeah,
You know, it's the dark and the light.
Yeah.
Life and death. You got to have both,
yeah,
or neither
Yeah.
exist.
exactly. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, yeah.
But so I mean, this is a good album.
Yeah.
Should we play Nobody? I'm excited for Nobody.
Oh yeah, this is the famous TikTok track, right? That
Yeah.
you talked about.
Yeah, so I really like this. Is my favorite song by her.
And it has I'm gonna listen to the chorus on this one. You said the way she does it is like,
Yeah, just the inflections, the melody that
Yeah.
she's singing the same word over and over, but it doesn't. Maybe it is. There's a couple, but it sounds like each one is a little bit differently phrased
Okay.
as far as the cadence
yeah.
of that melody and cadence goes. So listen in and let me know.
My God, I'm so lonely, so I open the window to hear sounds of people, to hear sounds of people. Venus, planet of love, was destroyed by global warming. Did its people want too much too? Did its people want too much?
catchy.
So good.
A little
So
bit of a discordant
right.
switch up towards the end. Or something
Yeah,
like that.
little key change at the end, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of those piano chords are kind of odd, but still, it's like a poppy disco song, melancholy disco.
It is, yeah, melancholy disco.
It's like
yeah.
beautiful but sad. Like
Yeah.
I know no one will save me.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, just the words and the chord progression,
yeah,
and then it building into that chorus.
yeah,
It's just really beautiful to me.
definitely. Yeah,
It's good, so I love it.
yeah,
That's yeah, I don't know. So more of that good stuff on Be the Cowboy.
yeah.
I like the
And
idea of the album, and the music backs it up.
yeah, definitely. Haven't listened to a lot of this album, I will admit. I was stuck on the first couple, but yeah, I did pick out some other tracks from that as well. But it was interesting. She said when she went on tour in 2019 with this album, she started incorporating some Buto choreography live. Don't know
What's Buto?
So it's like a Japanese form of dance theater. They said it was sort of came out of post-war Japan. So like basically, it's like a lot of. It kind of looks like you're doing Tai Chi. It's like lots of slow dance movements.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be like portraying your inner emotions through these gestures and stuff like that.
Cool.
Crazily, years and years ago, I went to a Buto class.
Oh,
My friend was super into it after seeing it in a movie. I think we went to a movie at Seattle Film Festival, and Buto was a big part of this film that we saw. And he was an actor, and he wanted to go to this
he's
class.
inspired.
Yeah, so it was like he took me along, and I did not like it. I don't like doing group things, and
Sure.
it just wasn't my cup of tea, sort of thing.
Fine.
Also, I think I kind of feel this way about sort of. It's not sort of like co-opting a culture, but it's like doing something that's not really genuinely you. Like you know,
Feels like you're appropriating their culture.
yeah, or just like I'm trying. It's like for me, like playing reggae music is like I've had this conversation lately with another band that I've been doing stuff with, so I'm open about it. And I told them I was like, you know. It's like, yeah, I can play like reggae drums and that, but I feel like I didn't grow up listening to that music, and I'm not really and I've also met people that are deep into that in my history of like meeting people, like musicians from Jamaica and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it's not my thing, and I kind of feel that way about doing Buto as well. It's like, or, you know, it's just like not really, I don't know what I'm doing here. This is weird. Like, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
But
That's-
Mitski did team up with like professional choreographers that do that thing. So I don't think Mitski was doing it herself on stage, but she had other dancers that were like doing it as they were playing the tracks and stuff like that.
That is cool though, either way.
Yeah, so it would have been great to see like that. Maybe she'll do more of that in the future.
Yeah. I think she has experimented with her live performances, kind of going back to who she is as a person, like
Yeah.
you were saying. And she doesn't know what she should do or who she is, and she's explored this. And I think she's done stuff like stand completely still in one spot for the whole set.
Wow.
And then, I mean, I think I've seen photos of her like laying down on like a big box
Yeah.
and singing while she's laying down. So, I mean, it's cool that she experiments with different styles of performance.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tiny Desk thing I saw of it was just her and an electric guitar. Super raw emotion. And there's one point in one of the songs where she's like singing into the guitar pick. And as she's singing, it's like vibrating the strings and stuff like that. And
That's
it's
cool.
making a sound kind of thing.
I've seen a couple artists do that.
Yeah.
The first one was Switchfoot.
Switchfoot. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the name. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
big, influential in my music life.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super dope when I saw him doing that.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it live, and so
Yeah.
not to take away from Mitski, but
Yeah.
Switchfoot was doing that 20 years ago.
Or playing the guitar with your teeth, Jimi Hendrix style. Is the
Yeah.
next level. That
Obviously
just seems
people have
painful
done this.
to me. That seems painful. But
That doesn't sound, yeah. Don't mess with
It
the
makes
teeth.
makes my
I know.
teeth
I'm like,
fall.
okay, I got to be done with this podcast now. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
Sorry.
That's all I got for Be the Cowboy,
Yeah.
and that's basically up to date
Yeah.
for Mitski.
Yeah, she's done a few other things like around anime. She's a big anime fan.
Yeah.
So I think she's been doing some like soundtrack type things for some animations and stuff like that.
Cool.
Some that she was approached to do and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of a cool thing.
She must have been doing that because this album came out, Be the Cowboy came out 2018.
Yeah.
So she's probably concentrating on that. Then we had the pandemic, so she's probably taking a step back.
Yeah.
Obviously from touring and whatnot. Maybe she'll be back soon.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Coming to a town near you. I'd go see a Mitski show.
I do. I'm down. Yeah. Sounds like she puts on a show as well. Which
Yeah.
is good. Like, yeah.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah. So, shall we play out?
That's all I got, bro.
All right.
That's Mitski.
That's Mitski, and then we're gonna play out with Me and My Husband
Okay.
from her album Be the Cowboy.
She doesn't have a husband, does she?
Well, no one knows because she's very personal about.
It's that private
it's
that she might.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like she doesn't, but
Yeah.
if you know,
She has talked a lot about actually relationships. Well, not a lot, but like sort of comments here and there. About, she said she does this thing where every time she's dating someone or talking with someone, that she'll ask for their star sign. And apparently, if you're a Sagittarius, it's a no-go for her because she's had some bad experiences with multiple Sagittarians. So.
do you buy all that astrology?
I do a little bit. I think there's something to it. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel because it's based on the stars.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of like, bad advice or people out there giving bad advice for money. But I think if you could find the correct information, like it's all about like the day and time you were born and where you were born and where the stars aligned, like that sort of stuff. Like, I mean, I've only just like read a description of a Sagittarius person on some website once, and it pretty much like describes a lot of my personality, I think.
You're
So
Sagittarius?
yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. Sorry, Mitski.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I recommend you do that. Read like a description of your star sign and see if you like see any.
I just don't think it makes sense because
similarities
like they came up with these rules a long time ago for what you read in the stars,
Right.
but like the stars are in different places now.
Well, I don't know.
So it
is this an astronomy podcast?
yeah.
Because my knowledge is teetering on the edge.
We have
I don't know.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is coming on.
Yeah, he's
Guess-
right. Actually, Jesse, the stars are always in the same place.
No, I don't know. I was
fair
doing some reading, looking
Yeah.
into it.
Oh, yeah?
And I think the stars are in different places, or either our perspective from Earth is in a different place. So like technically, like Earth is none of this is standing still.
No.
Like we're going around the sun,
Right.
but we're still like we're going like this.
Yeah.
Like we're moving.
Yeah,
Our-
everything's moving out there, yeah. In
So-
different orbits and shit. So
It's not like it's been here for all these billions of years just
Yeah.
in one spot.
we could be in a completely different part of space than when we were.
No, literally.
We don't know.
No, literally. That's why I think that's the problem with time travel. Is because if you can figure out how to go back in time,
Yeah.
Earth would not be anywhere near where you went back to.
So you'd be like in the middle of space. Like, shit.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
may have invented time travel successfully, but everyone who time travels just ends up in the middle of space somewhere.
Damn.
So you also have to figure out
you have to
how to go
calculate
back in
that.
time, but also where in space you end up.
Right.
That's why time travel is so hard.
Ooh. I have read some things about how could time travel be invented. It's an interesting thing. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Time doesn't exist.
No.
So
There's only now. And that's
possible.
gone.
we
That's
passed
already,
it.
that's already in the history books now.
We're in the past.
That's the weird thing
All
about
we have is the current moment
Exactly. But we'll have this forever on Signal.
on
and
YouTube. So
on
subscribe
YouTube.
today.
Yeah. Hit that bell. Tap that bell.
Yeah, smash that like button.
Smash it. Destroy
Leave a comment.
that. Something. No, I'm not going to be one of these people. I'm not doing that. Sorry.
We're saying it ironically.
Yeah, ironically.
Please hit the dislike button on our videos. We want haters.
Write a hate comment. Hate
Yeah.
fueled.
Yeah, just say your worst.
About us, not about me.
Roast us. Yeah, roast us. Don't say anything. The artists we're talking about are lovely. You can roast me though. Have at it.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any cool stories about Mitski or anything, hit us up at that email, Jay. What is that?
To grooves at signalradio.com, SIGNL radio.com. Also, go, signalradio.com for the full videos, because sometimes music gets cut out of these. I'm starting to notice more often. But also, if you just want to catch the audio stuff, rootstogrooves.com. Every episode up there. Yeah.
For free.
And that's about it. Yeah, we'll catch you next time, right?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening.
This
Peace.
has been Mitski, and this is her track. Me and my husband. Her husband.
I steal a few breaths from the world for a minute, and then I'll be nothing forever. And all of my memories and all of the things I have seen will be gone, with my eyes, with my body, with me. But me and my husband, we're doing better. It's always been just him and me together. So I bet all I have on that furrowed brow, and at least in this lifetime we're sticking together. Me and my husband, we're sticking together. And I am the idiot with the painted face in the corner, taking up space. But when he walks in, I am loved, I am loved. Me and my husband, we're doing better. It's always been just him and me together. So I bet I have on that furrowed brow, and at least in this lifetime we're sticking together. Me and my husband, we're sticking together. Me and my husband, we're doing better.
Roots to Grooves is a production of Signal Radio. For more music and independent culture, visit signalradio.com. That's signl radio.com.